Hey YouTube fam, what's up? It's Patrick. I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to a hip opening vinyasa style practice. For today's session, as usual, all you need is yourself and your practice space. Of course, after we finish the session, if you could like the video, leave a comment, and let me know how it went for you. And of course, subscribe to the channel. New classes are coming your way every week, as well as some other fresh content very soon. And of course, if you're looking for more long-form practices with me, you can always practice with me on communyogastudio.com. Link for that is in the description below. Let's begin our session here, though. Let's start in a cross-legged seat, right shin in front of the left. Lift yourself up, take an inhale. Exhale, clear your system. Take another inhale. And exhale, fold over the legs. Allow yourself to drop down and in here just a little bit. Pull yourself forward a bit, snuggle into the space you want to explore, the space you want to embody. Just lean into it a bit. Maybe this is a position of big stretch sensation for you. Maybe it is not. Let this be a starting point. Let this be a marker on your path, if you will. Inhale, rise up. Lean back in space. Straighten your legs out. Spread, and then switch. Left shin in front. Heart elevated. Inhale. Exhale. Stay tall. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. And again, you're not really trying to push it here, just trying to find a starting sensation, find your breath, find the beginning of our journey. Two to three more breaths here. Let yourself settle into it. And then rise up, lean back, float the feet off the ground. This time keep them forward, keep them lifted. Try to elevate your chest, working through your hip flexors here. Straighten through the legs as much as you possibly can. And release. Circle forward. Find your way to hands and knees. Move through the wrists a few times as usual. Grip through your fingers. Allow your body to wiggle around a bit. Then from there, go ahead and tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back downward, facing dog. As you make it back into your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. And exhale, bring your right knee in between your thumbs, kicking your right foot out to the right side. And bring your left knee behind the right knee. Rise onto the fingertips, lift your chest, and then just kind of pulse your hips back in space a few times here. So just kind of working through a setup to Gomukhasana, if you will. Feeling this rocking action, helping you open up this space in the body. And then go ahead and sit your hips back in between the feet. Side bend here. Right hand reaches to the right, left hand reaches up and overhead. If you need to support the seat here by sitting on a blanket, a bolster, block pillow, by all means do it. Just try to get as long as you can through your left side, closing through your right. Notice where your breath takes you. Notice the space you find. Return to center. Push down into the shins. You can use the hands if you need to. Rise up. Driving your shins down into the floor, reach your arms up towards the sky. Get as tall as possible here. Then the opposite hand, catch opposite elbow. Try to push your hips forward as you get longer through your forearms, longer through your elbows, longer through your upper arm bones. Exhale, release. Sit your hips back just enough to bring your hands to the floor. Step the left foot back in space. Inhale, swing your right leg up to the sky. Get as long as you can through the right foot. And then swing your right shin forward, upright pigeon pose. Take a few moments to get comfortable in this upright pigeon, so bounce through the hips a little bit here. Find the opening or begin the process of opening up. Maybe these are poses you usually take at the end of class. See what it's like to take them in the beginning. Reframe the narrative. Create something new. When your right shin feels ready to land, let it. Stay upright if you choose. Of course, folding forward here can be a wonderful option, maybe taking your body all the way to the floor. But you can also stay upright. Notice what you prefer. Notice where your mind and body are interested in being. Stay connected. We won't be in this shape for too much longer. So keep your focus. Keep your presence. And then walk your hands back underneath the shoulders if you hadn't already. Tuck the left toes. Lift your right leg up to the sky. From here, I want you to roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Step your right foot over and behind your left knee. Step your left foot close, and then bridge your hips up, pushing into the left hand. And of course, this is a wild thing pose, and it can be a very big back bend, but you don't need to make it that in this moment. I want you to really feel your glutes activating to push your hips up towards the sky. Let that be the intention of the space that you find yourself in. On your exhale, close everything off. Find your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself forwards into plank pose. From plank pose, you take a vinyasa. As you make it back to down dog, inhale, your left leg lifts. On your exhale, left knee drives up and lands in between the thumbs. Kick your right knee up behind the left knee. Hop onto the fingertips. You can splay the feet as wide as you need to. And then bounce through your hips a bit here. And really working to create some space. Notice that while we're doing some of these positions that you may do towards the end of a practice, we're giving our body time and space to get acclimated with them. Not just rushing, not just jamming, really trying to take a moment to get comfortable, to get connected, to be intentional. Go ahead and sit your hips back in between the feet when they feel ready. Again, support it as needed. Side bend when you want to. Left hand lands to the outside of the right foot. Right arm reaches up and over to the left. Big breath into your right rib cage. Stay reaching through your fingers. Notice everything opening up here. Really try to breathe through your right side body. Open up new territory. Stay steady here for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Return to center. Push into the shins. Use the hands if you need to. Rise up. Drive the shins down. Let opposite hand catch opposite elbow above your head. Try to get long. Really kick your feet down into the floor. Again, notice where you can get taller here. Notice how you can bring length to the space. Elevate through your elbows. Breathe up and down your spine. Release, hands reach up. Sit hips back towards heels, enough to bring your palms to the floor. As they do, lean forward so the left knee planks. Step your right foot back in space and your left leg chases the sky above. Inhale there. Exhale, left shin comes forward. Start with your upright pigeon pose. And again, bring some buoyancy to the position. Maybe a little bit of pulsing, maybe a little bit of breath. The chance to move and be and breathe and embody. And whenever you feel like settling, settle into it. Melt into it, drop into it. Find a calm, find a quiet, find a fold, if you will. Notice how much you can bring to the pose. And then in return, how much you can get out of that focus and that time spent. That constant interest in sitting where you are or readjusting, remodeling your shape. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Push your palms down. Three-legged dog. Your left leg lifts. Swing your left leg up to the sky just as we did on the other side. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Or left foot outside of the right foot, excuse me. Your wild thing, but drive through the hips. Think about your chest going up towards the sky more than going up and over your head. So you're feeling all that strength in the legs. You're reaching up, you're lengthening, you're driving, feeling the squeeze. Notice how this moves you into your hip extension. So we're getting into the hips in many different directions through the course of this journey. Exhale, close. Everything off. Find your way back into downward facing dog. Roll forward. Find your plank pose. From plank pose, vinyasa. Now that we've been into the hips, let's bring some energy, some flow to the practice. So strong arms, strong legs. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Awakening A, step or spring feet to the outsides of your hands. Hopefully that journey is very light. Active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bent. Vinyasa. Notice how light the movement can be. As you make it back into dog, strong arms, strong legs. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Exhale, step or spring feet to the outsides of your hands. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bent. Vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Strong arms, strong legs. Lift heels, bend knees. Step or spring feet to the outsides of your hands. Active squat is yours. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bent. Exhale, vinyasa. Using the breath to heat up the body in our foundational flow here. 2 more rounds. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Step or spring feet to the outsides of your hands. Active squat, you rise. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bent. Vinyasa. Strong arms, strong legs, connected center, connected breath.
Last round here. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Step or spring feet to the outsides of your hands. Active squat. You find a home. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach, hands up to sky. Exhale, sit, hips down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bend. Vinyasa. As you make it to downward facing dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee comes up and lands in between your thumbs. As you get there, pop your fingertips forward. Bring your left knee to cross behind the right. Sway the hips a few times, but you've already been here. So it may feel a lot easier to just sit down with your Gomukhasana legs. Side bend again. Push your left hip left. Stretch your left arm up and overhead. Feel the freedom of the space you explore, of the space that holds you. Return to center. Rise onto the shins. Let opposite hand catch opposite elbow. Try to push your back hip forward. Lift through the lower belly as you elevate through your elbows. Exhale, release. Sit your hips back in space. Place your hands on the floor and then lean back to the right knee to swing your left foot back and your right leg to the sky. Inhale as you get there. Exhale, right shin comes forward. Pigeon pose. So just as you were on the first time through, you can be buoyant in your warm-up. But maybe you're ready to snuggle down a little bit deeper into this position straight away. Maybe there's no need for a limitation. Maybe you're just finding the opportunity to melt down and in. Leaning your body forward, lengthening out. Notice where you want to feel the sensation, how much sensation you're looking to feel. Again, really allow your breath to enter this space. Return to center. Three-legged dog. Your right leg lifts. Step the right foot over and behind the left foot. Drive your hips up, wild thing pose. Again, if you have more movement in the spine here, you want to take it to Urdhva Dhanurasana, feel free, but I want you to keep the hips. Push them up. Let that be the central focus of this position, of the space that you're in. Hips driving, driving, driving. And close. Downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards into your plank pose. And vinyasa. If you make it back into downward facing dog, your left leg lifts. Push your left knee forward in between your thumbs. Lean forward enough so the right knee can stack behind. Again, sway into the hips. You're kind of ooze into that space. Feel every corner. And then when you're ready to sit, when you're ready to land, you land. Try to get vertical. And then side bend. Reaching your right arm up and overhead. Letting your left arm land and really even use your left arm as like a support system to open your right side body. Churning open, finding new space. Return to center. Sometimes that one feels so good you don't want to leave. Rise up onto the shins. Opposite hand catches opposite elbow. Again here, see if you can push your right hip forward. Lift up through the spine by elevating through the lower belly, long through your forearms. Exhale, release. Bring your hands to the floor. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Left leg chases the sky, three-legged dog. Left shin comes forward, upright pigeon pose first, just to give yourself the chance to land, not be rushed. And maybe you're buoyant in the movement. And then you're settling. And try to settle more. Obviously, this is towards the end of our journey, so really see if you can lean into a bit more of a calm, quiet space where you're asking less of yourself. Notice where you feel the softness. Notice where you want to melt down and in. And you're letting the breath take you. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step your left foot over and behind your right knee, right foot. Wild thing, Kamakkarasana, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Again, wherever you're going here, I want you to focus on the hips first. Then your right shoulder, then the spine. So feel the hips pushing you up, pushing you up, pushing you up. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Exhale, release. Close everything off. Downward facing dog. Wave forwards into plank pose. Vinyasa. Look to the space in between your thumbs. Step or float the knees there. Setting yourself up for our last pose of the day, reclined hero's pose. A position you don't have to drop this deep into if it's not part of what you do. Don't worry about it. Be yourself, be where you are, be who you are. Feel your stretch sensation and honor it. Take as many breaths here as you need to. Nourish yourself in the space that you find. Know that this can be a wonderful place to close a practice. Let your breath hold you. Let your mind soften. And feel free to swing into Shavasana if that feels right to you as well. Notice the space you've created in the body. Appreciate yourself for showing up. Appreciate your body for showing up.
in whatever form it did today. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. But when we continually create space to find presence, where presence is required, we're able to meet it, right? We're able to match the call. We're able to show up. Notice when you're off the mat how many situations you're finding yourself in that require you to be present, that require your focus, that require your attention. And not just like, here and there, like you're doing this thing, but you're multitasking in the back of your mind, like where it really require you to be immersed in the experience. Answer the call more often. Create those opportunities for yourself and continue to enjoy the journey. As always, nurse yourself in this moment for as long as you need to. I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Let me know how this session went for you, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.